Good evening, everybody, and good morning, wherever. Another day, another dollar in the hole. There's my first one in. Here's my second one in. Now, is that two that'll stay, or is that two of them that come and go and don't stay and don't count? They both left. YouTube don't count those. Because even though it shows that they were here, when you get all done and do the number of views, they don't count. Which means they're just trolls that are popping around. Unplugged it, battery charged on it. When I did, I bumped something and cleared the whole screen. And to think I'm giving up watching a John Wayne movie to be here. John Wayne's always better than YouTube. But this may be another one of those nights that everybody says they didn't get a notification. I didn't see as anybody else was live right now. These why it's not the normal ones that would be here. And not the ones that people that come here would go to. And number 3's in. Now, will they stay or will they disappear? Yep, number 3 is gone. So I got 2 more to go. And the surprising thing is, I can sit here and do this for whatever time period, have nobody here, and then post it, and everybody goes and watches it. It makes no sense at all. Why do you want to watch a live stream after it's been over with? You can't join it then. Hey, IJ. Your message showed up before it showed you were even here. How are you this evening? Not too much. Just today, I went to town today and did a lot of running around and stuff, and I'm wore out tonight. Oh, what? What I was saying was, I saw your message here before the count even showed you were here. That's how much YouTube screws up. Oh, you're going to let me in your head now? Seconds up. That's more than a second. You run to the store to buy one? I've got two in here now. Will the second one stay, or is that my number 4 that'll come and then leave? I was counting seconds. You said just a second. Yeah, that was number 4 that came and left. Now there's one back again. Or is that my number 5? I normally get 5 trolls that come in, are here for 20 seconds and leave, which then YouTube doesn't count them. But they do that most every live stream that I do. Well, damn, is it that big of a project? I'm glad I don't have one. My live stream would be over before it was hooked up. What do you have to do to hook up the headset? I thought it just plugged in. Well, the other one that's here must not be a troll this time because it's been here more than 20 seconds. Now, if they just say something so I know who it is. Okay. I used to go to somebody else's live once in a while, or they would come to another person's live and be on the panel. And her employer, she's an OFW, and her employer's TV was always up loud that way. You could hear it clear at the other end of the house. So when you coming to get the gray kitty? They're what, 61 days old today. I would say because they're eating and drinking and stuff on their own. They're still nursing, but if you take it away from her, they'll quit. They're eating. So I would say anytime if somebody wanted to take one, they could. I want to see about getting rid of them before they get too big, because more people want little ones than they do a big one. Hopefully that if they get a little one, they'll get attached to it and then keep it and take care of it. But I've got a neighbor that wants one of the other bunch there. It's tan spots, little ones. But I'm leery about them getting one because of the way they take care of animals. Yeah, well, that's it. I mean, Jill had 5. Then she brought the next one home with her the last time she had her babies out. And then Tan Spot, she had 6. So that's 12 babies right there. I'm quite sure that Big Spot had hers, but I think she had them across the road. So I don't know what she had or even where they're at yet. But I expect that when they get bigger, she's going to bring them here. Sammy's had hers in the property behind me. She comes over the fence every day and comes and eats, several times a day. So in time, they will be here. I think Little Orange lost hers. She had them in the woodpile out here at this corner of the house. And she was very, I think good about taking care of them and whatnot. She was always gone whenever you didn't see her, except once in a while she'd come out and eat. And lately, she's just been hanging out here with the rest of the cats all the time. I never see her go back anymore, so I'm assuming she's lost all of hers. I don't know what happened to them. Yeah. Before I had 14 cats, but my oldest female has disappeared. And I'm kind of at the conclusion, because it's probably been a month since I've seen her, so I'm assuming something's happened to her. So that leaves me 13. Out of them 13 of the bigger cats, not counting the 12 little ones, there's only 3 males. So that means there's 10 females out here. I don't know. I've never checked to see on the kittens whether they're male or female yet. When they're little like that, unless I'm specifically going to do it because somebody wants it, I don't, play around checking them on them too much that way, just for the fact that trying to get them used to being handled and stuff without tipping them upside down and whatever. Well, I'm hoping not. And that's the other thing. I was trying to see about getting the females taken fixed, but the place that I was referred to, they won't do it for your private owned cats. If you go out and catch a cat that's loose in the neighborhood and take it over, they will fix it then and bring it back and turn it loose. But I can't do it that way. I've tried to call another place that I was recommended, but that does them, but I can never get them to answer. It's always the answering machine. So I'm just going to have to someday stop over there and walk in and say, "Hey, what do you charge? What's the procedure?" I'd like to get my females all fixed, but that's a lot of money. I don't know what they will charge to do it. That's why I've got to go check and see, because to take them just to the vet runs about $150 a cat. So if I said I've got 10 females, hell, that's $1,500. Well, make that 9 because Fluffy's already fixed. And she's in the house. It doesn't matter anyways, but I had her fixed when I first, brought her in. Yeah, really. I mean, there's a lot of people say they want one, of these little ones, but the people are all so far away and stuff, or so it's not practical for them to be able to get one. There was another Filipino there that wanted one, and her and her husband were here in Florida, but he said no. So that didn't happen. I do have another couple that she keeps saying she wants to get another one. And the way her and her husband are, I pretty much figure, if she wants it, she gets it. Just, depends on whenever they get this way where they can get one. And their husband and wife team drivers, driving semi, they already have a cat that rides in the truck with them. And they've got a couple dogs that ride in the truck on and off with them. I don't have Facebook for one. I can't do that. Others have suggested, eBay or Craigslist, which, yeah, I could do that. But the thing I worry about doing that, if you put them, because I just want to give them away. I don't want to try to sell them. And too many people that go on those places and look for them if they're free, they just want them for snake food. Because they got a big snake, it gets expensive feeding them. So if they can go any place, that somebody's got cats to get rid of or whatever, they can take them for free, and then they can take them home and feed them their snake. And I don't want to see that happen to them. So that's why I haven't listed them that way. I need to get back with that one place I went to here a while back, and then they take them in and then try to get them adopted out. Well, I know they won't all do it, but I'm just worried about, the one that will. But there's a place I went to a while back and talked to them about taking cats and stuff, and that's all they do. Well, the owner of it at the time was in Jamaica, or the Bahamas, I don't know, somewhere in that direction, and was supposed to call me when she got back, and I never did hear from her. So I'm just going to have to, maybe if I catch all these little ones, of Jill's, put them in a pet carrier and take them over there someday and just say, here, I want to drop these off with you. They've got a small storefront. What it reminds me of is a place, like Circle K or whatever, just not quite as big. But that's just, a small store like that. And the whole front of it, which would, be your storefront that normally for your store use, it's just the things that the cats climb on, them pet trees or whatever they call them, the little houses and all that stuff. And the cats all run loose in the whole store. They're not any of them in cages. The back part of the store, which, your warehouse area for a small store, is where they keep the cats that they first get in so they can, check them over and make sure they're okay before they put them with the rest of them. And any male that's not fixed, they keep back there so they're not with all the females out in the front. But when you walk in the front door, it's just cats everywhere. I mean, they're on the floor, on those climbing things, and just laying around wherever. You just kind of walk in amongst them and pet which ones you want and play with them. Well, that's how I found out about the others, was talking to animal control, that the one I just told you about. When I called the county, they're the ones that, they will fix them, but they won't do it for mine. They have to just be a wildcat. And they'll fix the wildcats, the that run the neighborhood just to help cut down the wildcat population. But they don't take them, keep them afterwards. They fix them and bring them back and turn them loose in your neighborhood. But there's been several Filipinos that have made comments about that. If they were closer, they would like to have one, or others that just joke about it. I think they want one, want me to send it to them, but well, how can you do that? I got a message from JB the other day. She made a comment there that she needs cats to help with her rats on her farm. Well, she's got a lot of chickens, so she got chicken feed and stuff like that you got to keep the rats out of that. She's also just harvested a bunch of rice. You got to keep the rats out of the rice. The only thing is you need to get one that when it's little, so it's used to being around the chicks and stuff like that, so it doesn't start killing your baby chicks on you. Yeah, well, I don't doubt that any. Anything you get and try to raise. I mean, people don't realize there's a lot of expense just in feed. Years ago, I used to have snakes, I had pythons. And I was buying first mice when they were smaller than rats when the snakes got bigger to feed to my snakes all the time. Well, that gets expensive too. So I went and bought some extra rats and started breeding them so I'd have, a supply to keep feeding my snake. Well, rats are like rabbits. They multiply very quickly. And I had too many. So then I started selling them back to the pet stores. Well, I didn't make no big money on it, but I got rid of the extra rats that way and made a little bit of money off it. And what I was doing then, I had to have food to feed the rats too. So having a lot of rats there was extra expense, that I was trying to save by raising the rats to feed the snake. Well, I started going to some of the pet stores or feed stores. They're not pets. Pet stores are very expensive to buy anything. I was buying it straight from the feed stores and buying it in 50-pound bags. Well, I started making deals with all of the pets or the feed store dealers because when they get a truck in, sometimes there's a bag or two that gets damaged. Well, then they got to ship it back and to get it exchanged and then get another one. And there's, the expense for the shipping both ways back and forth and whatever. So I told them I would buy the damaged bag at their cost. That way they didn't lose any money. They weren't spending any more to send it back and reorder. And they got rid of it because they couldn't sell it to a customer normally. And that saved me a bunch of money that way because I was getting them cheaper. And then even I worked I worked at Publix for a while I had them. And Publix, or some of your grocery stores, if you get like fruit and vegetables, stuff like that, that's slightly bruised or whatever, they put them out and sell them at, half price or whatever. Well, Publix used to do that, but they had too many people that turn around then and bring them back. Said, "Oh, I just bought these the other day, and look, they're already bruised up looking, and want full price back for them." Well, how can you tell if they don't bring a receipt back for groceries? How can you tell if it was bought as damaged or bought as fresh? So they quit doing it. They were throwing everything away. I was going through the stuff and bringing it home before it got thrown in the dumpster. I mean, it didn't matter whether it was tomatoes, apples, peaches, pears, whatever. Any of that stuff, I'd bring it home and feed it to the rats. I worked in a restaurant for a while, and I used to pick up stuff that way that was getting thrown away and bring it home. I mean, rats will eat most anything you give them. You asked, how did I stop it? How did I stop? What are you referring to? Yeah, that is very true on the wasted food. I mean, this whole country wastes too much of everything. Well, I had many, many cages so I could separate them out, the males away from the females and stuff, and stop the breeding. But I didn't do it, after I got up to the point where I was taking them to feed stores. I didn't, just because as long as I could keep producing, I could keep selling to the pet stores too. So I was making some money. I wasn't making a lot, but back then, gas wasn't as much, and I was able to do it that way. Yeah, I understand that. I've got my feelings are the same way. Hey, Ken, my feelings are the same way on that stuff because my neighbors, the ones I complain about with everything else too, that's one of the things they do. They'll fix big meals, and whatever's left over, they will not eat. It'll sit on the stove, and they stick it in the microwave or stick it in the oven or whatever until it spoils, and then throw it away. Nobody over there will eat leftovers. Ken, have you talked to Mike the last day or two? I haven't heard anything from him. I'm assuming he's home because he said he was supposed to load tomorrow. So he was able to find his way home by himself, huh? That's good. I imagine he's probably wore out from a month of running over there. And Rena's probably depressed because Mike's gone home and Marine's not there with him now, or with her now. Yeah, Marine's still been putting out some videos since Ken left. She's still on the go with that. I've noticed the last couple of days that Rena's been quiet. I saw her last night. She was on. No, it was this morning here, so it was tonight for her. She was on JB's vlog. Still got one person here that's not talking. I had another one a minute ago. Unless that was my number 5 that came and left. There's one came back. And gone again. Yeah, I think they kind of get carried away in their parties. Like that girl that I was with there a long time back, and then she had a little boy that his birthday came up, and they did a birthday party for him, and she sent me pictures and stuff, and I think everybody in the neighborhood was there. And some of the people I don't know if she even knew him. I wish there was a way I could make the print bigger in the chat. Lately, it's getting to the point of having trouble seeing it again. I think I need to call my eye doctor. When I went to town today, my left eye was bothering me terrible, and even just the drive made stuff blurry. I had cataract surgery on both eyes here a couple years ago, I guess. Hell, I don't remember. And I don't know whether that's a case where it can go bad again or not. So I need to call them and find out. When I've been doing emails or anything lately, I've been enlarging the print so I can see what I'm typing. But then when somebody sends it back, this is small print. This is in small print. On Skype, I enlarge the print there. And then one of the other things I've done, both here on YouTube and on Skype, I changed the color configuration so the background is all black and the letters are white. And to me, that's easier for me to read because there's less glare. Okay, IJ, keep going. Your next question is, okay, so when you having kids? Yeah, well, I did that on YouTube a long time ago. Like I said, I found it just easier for me to see the stuff. It gets rid of that bright glare. And just the other day, I changed it on Skype also. Hey, Jill. Haven't seen you in a long time. How you been? I'm going to bring this up and see what this stuff says. Send the kids to school and they're not even born yet. Jill, where are you working at? We haven't talked in so long. I didn't know you were working. IJ, his favorite Filipino food was San Miguel. No preparation required. Okay, Jill. Okay, well, get a hold of me sometime where we can talk and let me know what's going on. 'Cause like I said, we haven't talked in a long time, and I didn't even know you were working or anything. You take care of yourself now, and we'll talk with you soon. Well, I think all of us spend too much time on YouTube, so if you got a chance to get away from it, that's good for you. There's a lot of days that I get disgusted with YouTube and don't want nothing to do with it. This coming August, you're going back to the Philippines. Um, just you or the whole family? Yeah, IJ, the whole time that Ken was over there, Marine just kept still popping out the videos. I mean, most of them were short, but she was still popping out videos and doing live streams and stuff for what was going on there. Yeah, Monroe started putting out a bunch of videos too about his trip. He did them after he got home. So I guess he wasn't able to do them while he was there. He did a couple live streams while he was there. But he's been put out some videos. I haven't got to watch all of them yet either. His girlfriend's a real pretty girl. Hi, Jay. She lives up your direction. I'm trying to think now. I don't remember now. I'd have to go back and look if she's in Michigan or Minnesota. But she's up in your neck of the woods. Yes, I think she's in Minnesota. She's married, has 3 kids, all boys. Hello, Annie. I don't recognize the name. Have you been here before? Welcome in, anyways. Always nice to see somebody new. You work too late every night, Ken. But I know you got to be there when the people are out shopping at night. Oh, you're from Marines. Okay. I'll have to pull your channel up and see what I find there. Ken, is this one of the cousins? Yeah, I got the channel pulled up. I'll take and go back and look at it a little bit later. I see you don't have a whole lot of subs either. $5.76. Since February of 2019. Yeah, but it just takes time. It depends on how much time you put into it too. I don't put a lot of time into mine, and I've been staying right around 400 and something for a long time. Before I ever started doing videos or live streams, I had over 200 subs, and I've only gained another 200 or thereabouts by doing videos. My big problem is I don't have a good camera, and I don't know how to do the editing, so what I take is what I post. I don't think to take my camera with me when I go most places now. When I was on the road hauling cars and stuff, I took it everywhere I went because then I didn't do videos. I just took pictures of every car I hauled. And I got a few pictures of a couple different places where I was at, but that's just to show family when I got home. You're eating late again. Your schedule's worse than mine. I ate earlier tonight so I would be done so I could start this around 8 o'clock, but most nights I'm not eating till now. See, if you'd eat at 6 o'clock, then you could tuck her into bed by 8. Get her tucked into bed at 8 o'clock, you'd have the rest of the night to yourself. Yeah, well, if I went to bed at 8 o'clock, I'd be up at 4. So that wouldn't gain nothing either. So, Annie, did I see you on Marine's live streams anywhere? I mean, I saw a lot of people, but only actually talked with, per se, a couple, but never got any names on anybody. Okay. Because the way I was teasing her about it, when different ones that would come get up there, the camera when I was talking with her, and they would say something or whatever, then I just started referring to them, cousin number 148 or something, and she just laughed about it. But she never did tell me anybody's name. So I never knew who anybody was. And it had to be hectic for Ken there to meet everybody all at once that way. Looks like I've only got one here now. But that's not necessarily true, because earlier I had people making comments in the chat and it showed I had 0 here. So I can't depend on how reliable YouTube is. Because even like now, my numbers keep jumping up and down. So either people are just coming in and out, in and out, in and out, or YouTube's just flat screwing up. But whatever. That's why I never set no set topic of what discussion is going to be, whatever. So anybody that comes in, we can talk about whatever they want. Hopefully it's something I know what they're talking about so I can join. Because if I have no idea what you're talking about, then I can't say much. Didn't think to ask Ken when he was still here how the weather was up there. Because it's been kind of warm here, but we've been getting some rain on and off the last few days. And it's supposed to be hot again, then later this week, rain again. Yeah, YouTube, you just can't hardly, depend on anything, and expect it's going to happen, because it changes daily. And that's why I try to keep these, like I say, just an open chat, whatever you want. And hopefully it keeps it where there's no arguments and stuff going on. And to date, I don't have any problems with any troublemakers or anything coming in the chat. So I haven't had to kick anybody out. I mean, a while back there, I had a couple different ones there where I had just the trolls that come in that, that aren't even real people. But yeah, it was hot and sunny here today. It was up to 34 degrees here. For the next next 3 days we're supposed to have thunderstorms. We need the rain though. Because the area where I live at, like I live on a sand road, and if it gets too dry, the road gets really loose. The rain helps to pack the sand back down. Only thing is, it makes the grass grow, and then I have to mow the yard. Now it shows I have 3 people in here, but nobody's talking. One that sometimes comes in and just hangs out is working, so she don't get a chance to sit and talk. She just listens. A couple others that come in, I don't know who they are. They come and sit and don't say nothing. A few that normally come in and carry on the conversation, they're all haven't showed tonight. But I blame a lot of that times too on the notifications from YouTube. There's a lot of times that I will miss somebody's live stream because I don't get notification on it until after it's over with, or never get it, period. So I completely miss it. Keep hearing something outside, and just be one of the cats over the door. I got the door shut because I've still got the air on. It's not running now because the temperature's not that hot outside, but it's muggy outside. And let that humidity in, then it just makes it seem hotter in here then. Well, it kind of seems that everybody's. I'm in Florida. I'm in the central part of the state. I am a little less than an hour away from Daytona Beach. I'm probably 900 to 1,000 miles from where Ken and Mike live at. So I don't get the cold weather they get in the wintertime. I don't get snow here. But our summer weather here is kind of like yours. We get a lot of rain here in the summertime, and the high temperatures and the high humidity. I mean, we do get a few cold nights here during the winter where it may get down to 0 Celsius or a little below. But in the summertime, I got to calculate it because I'm not sure exactly. We'll get days that it gets above 38 here. And the humidity will be 70 and 80%, all day long. It's 74% right now. And that's 9 o'clock in the evening. And when it starts getting up that warm, that humidity, then that makes your AC run a whole lot more, pushes your electric bill up more. But my bill is usually always still less than any of my neighbors. Some of them get some huge electric bills. Well, conversation's kind of dwindled down. I think I'm going to go ahead and end this. Glad you stopped in, Annie. I'll go check your channel out here in a bit. See what all you've got on it. And then I can give you one more sub. And I will talk with everybody next time or see you on yours. Y'all have a good night, good day, wherever you are. Till next time.